All right, I've removed the screws, bolt screws, Phillips head screws, bolts from the cover. I see these come in all the time with marks where people have used screwdrivers as chisels to break these covers free. They are tight. I use these blades from a box cutter blades. Now you can get these into the gasket without damaging the aluminum, like so, to lift up the two corners. A little bit of tapping. Like so. And the cover will come off. Now at this point, I don't mind using a screwdriver if necessary to see if it'll break free, because it is stuck on that seal and the seal that's in here. So it may take a little bit more persuading, but at least you're not driving the screwdriver into the aluminum. Okay. All right, so that's off. Huh. Somebody's done a little work here, maybe to clear this bolt. Hard to tell. All right. Here's the fancy dancy Morgo oil pump. I thought they were more expensive than they are. They're about $300, and I was thinking they were much more expensive than that. Apparently, there's also a consideration that has to be taken in between the clearance between these non-stock lightweight timing gears and the clearance to the drive on the Morgo. So that's something else I'm going to test and check. So anyway, we've got the cover off, and one of the joys of the anaerobic gasket sealers, it usually breaks free very cleanly. All right, so let's, I'll take the pump off now. According to the instruction sheets, these are not this is not the original bolt that came with this pump. They say you get two of these. So that one of those must have been lost when it was installed originally. The mounting instructions say that there has to be clearance in here between the pump and the drive assembly behind it. It's supposed to be a 5 to 10 thousandths gap down this notch to where the drive pawl engages the pump. This is a 0.005 5 thousandths feeler gauge that I've ground down to be thin enough to go in here. I've loosened the pump. I'm going to slide it down in here where it goes, and then I'm going to tighten the one bolt here and see how it goes. It should slide out of there very nicely, but I know for a fact that it doesn't, because this is a demonstration and it's tight. It doesn't want to come out there. It is a very tight 5 thousandths. I don't think I could put it back in there. I can force it in. So it's a tight 5. So I'm going to see if I can't do something to open that up a little bit. The inside of the backside of the pump is kind of cool. This little guy right here fits in the special nut that holds the cam gear on, and then fits in here so the cam gear turns the pump. Kind of cool. Nice little setup. That 5 thousandths clearance that we were talking about is in here. What I was measuring was this right in here, between this face and this face. They want at least 5 thousandths clearance. So we were about a really, really tight 5, maybe 4 or so. I don't see any real wear here. a little bit of touching there. That might be just from forcing this in. No scoring. So, and I don't see any way of adding height, except maybe with a double gasket here, and I'm not thrilled with that idea. So, anyway, so far so good. That's a nice gasket. This is a stock gasket, and it fits here, like so. So, can't put it on wrong. You could try, but I don't think you can put it on wrong. So, if it goes here, like so, that's the proper way. All right, so I don't see any reason why the pump wasn't working, frankly. This little device right here is the pressure relief valve. When the oil pressure gets to be too high, it's spring-loaded and it dumps the excess oil into the bottom of the engine rather than over-pressurizing the whole system and causing leaks at the various and sundry junctions. I've loosened it. I'm taking it out. The Morgo people say that they pump so much oil, they need this unit to be modified if it's not a later unit. The later units have 4 little holes here. This one has 2, so that makes this an earlier unit. So we're going to drill 2 more holes, so it has 4 holes, so that it can flow the additional flow provided by the Morgo oil pump. So we'll take this apart, we'll drill 2 more holes, and then we'll clean it all out and put it back in. Well, there she is, completely disassembled. Pressure relief valve. This is the body. This is the plunger. The spring goes in the plunger, like so. The plunger goes in the body, and the cap goes on the end. It had 2 holes up here. It now has 4 holes because I drilled 2 new ones. So we have all the pressure relief that's called for by the Morgo installation manual. So I'll put this together and then put it back in the engine. All right, I've reinstalled the pressure regulator. It's all nice and clean and happy duty. It has 4 holes, and it has free action. You have to make sure that the plunger slides up and down freely, doesn't catch on anything. I'm going to close up the case here. First of all, this is a special tool. And you use this here on the end of the exhaust cam, like so, and put a little bit of grease on it, like so, so that when you slide the cover on, this seal will go around smoothly and not flip inside out. If you don't use this and just try to push this onto the cam face, it will flip this lip inside out, and you'll be leaking oil into your cam plate. So let's go ahead and mount yonder. I've put the little drive unit in here, and it's roughly at, I'm going to say, there. I'm using 2 gaskets because I'm going to try to pick up that extra thousandths of an inch spacing. So I'm going to put this on here. See if, oh, it slipped right in. Very nice. And we're going to take this Get the gasket up into place. And that's not going to work. There we go. Okay. Make sure it spins. That does very nicely. Okay. Might as well check the clearance. Clearance. 5 thousandths. See how it fits. Oh, that's very nice. That's a good 5 thou. Sloppy 5 thou. That's perfect. I don't think it'll accept the 9. By the way, it's 5 to 15 thousandths, not 5 to 10. And I can get the 9 in there too. Okay, so we got good clearance there. I'm happy with it. Let's just double check this. I love mismatched nuts and bolts. Okay, good, that's installed. This tool is installed and greased. The gasket has a nice fine coating of anaerobic sealer on it. I did that. I'm going to slip this on here. Very nicely. And the final tightening with by hand. And our Morgo is installed. Remove our special tool seals nicely sealed. And at this point in time, I'm pretty darn confident that the Morgo is installed and primed and set up exactly and precisely like the instructions say. So I don't see any reason why it won't start pumping oil as soon as I finish hooking up the oil lines and give it a few kicks to see what happens. So there we go. It's done. And the fun just never stops.